Brian Michael Bendis and Scott Godlewski continue the heroes' time travel adventure as the Great Darkness scatters the Legion and the League throughout time, forcing them to team up with some of the timeline's greatest heroes to ensure they get home safely. Brian Michael Bendis pays off a couple of big things on the halfway mark of this series, tying it back to his final annual on Justice League involving the character of Epoch and OMAC, as well as the stuff he did with Kamandi a few years ago in the Legion of Superheroes Millennium Special. The mystery of the Gold Lantern continues to build out, but I think it was a good idea to begin to alert the other characters to something being wrong or connected to the hero and the Great Darkness, meaning now a lot of the heroes have an objective to fulfill and try and discover what that is, as well as not just wandering around through various timelines. Again, I've really enjoyed the smaller groups and the mixture of Legion and League members, and the combos have been quite fun to watch interact with one another, and it's a great idea to break them into smaller teams so as not to overload the entire book. But with that being said, the book has done an excellent job juggling so many characters and giving most of them something to do in the story and giving them a chance to have some of the spotlight. Scott Godlewski's artwork continues to be a joy to look at, as it's both really bold and filled with clean line work while also being super colourful and using light and shadow to great effect. Scott also gives each of the different timelines we see here a distinctive look and atmosphere, helping to differentiate them from one another. Justice League vs. the Legion of Superheroes issue 3 was another fun time travel adventure that pushed the story forward in an interesting way while also shifting its setting to make the massive cast of heroes a little bit more manageable and compelling. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Justice League vs. the Legion of Superheroes issue 3 finds the 31st century and the 21st centuries under attack by the Great Darkness. Gold Lantern contacts the Legion and League, finding that they are seeing the same darkness he sees. Saturn Girl tries to connect with the darkness telepathically, finding it has no mind and is just pure darkness. Mon-El volunteers to go through as Brainiac asks Gold Lantern if he can show them his perspective or alert them to any change on his end. Some of the heroes want to send a rescue party into it, but Brainiac tells them not to touch anything and for Black Adam to not even fire any lightning bolts through it again. Batman asks what he and the League can do, told that the darkness has never been in two places at the same time across all of history, so they might be looking at the end of all things here. He wants to move to contain the darkness before more damage is done, telling the heroes that they might need to evacuate the entire city. Brainiac asks Computer if the darkness has moved or changed at all as Batman accesses Computer's files, wanting a list of criminals known for abusing the time travel. Canary knows that he's looking for anyone who's been bouncing back between this time and the 21st century, as Computer asks what was the last interaction they had with a temporal criminal. The League know that it was the criminal Epoch, who warned them of the Gold Lantern. As if on cue, the Gold Lantern sends them through another signal, having an idea on how to close the black hole. Batman remembers Epoch's final words about finding the Gold Lantern and destroying it. The League tell Brainiac about Epoch, a man he's never heard of, but they tell him about the villain's warnings regarding the Gold Lantern, as suddenly the darkness grows, sucking in all of the Legion and League members, and leaving only behind Batman, Chameleon Boy, and Computo. Computo finds Batman is disorientated, using some standard medical procedures to help keep him calm and telling him to breathe. She warns him of the science police as the cops bust into the room, ordering them to cease their acts of science. Computo knows that they are well within their rights to be there since the police specialize in crimes against science, and there is definitely a crime against science happening here. The police ask Batman to remove his armor as Chameleon Boy tries to explain who Batman is, wanting to speak to his mother, the President of the United Planets. Elsewhere, Naomi meets with Brainiac 5, who apologizes for getting them sucked into the time stream against their will. He knows this could have been avoided, but he has no idea how to bring them back to their original times. Mon-El finds them, telling them that he hasn't seen anyone except for some weird indigenous bird people close by. Mon-El introduces himself to Naomi, revealing that he's the great-great-great-great-grandson of John Kent, meaning he's technically Superman. Brainiac tries to see if Invisible Kid is around, but he's not, deducing from their surroundings they are in what should be New York, not far from Metropolis. Mon-El knows that if they are thrown through the time stream, they are very lucky since they have Brainiac 5 with them and he can get them home. Brainiac 5, however, knows the heroes need to start from scratch and the elements he needs for their time travel adventure might not be around. Soon they are met by Kamandi, who wonders what they are supposed to be. Mon-El tries to get him to leave, but Naomi tells him just to ask for help. Brainiac asks if there is an outpost or science enclave nearby, but Mon-El knows they obviously don't have science wherever they are. Kamandi knows they do, wanting to help them. Mon-El is reluctant, wanting to know what's in it for the boy and what year it is, but Kamandi doesn't even know what a year is. The boy takes them to an ancient facility he found years ago and one that he knows glows every now and then, as Naomi cites the symbol on the wall, knowing it belonged to Leviathan, and that's not good. Brainiac knows that that depends on what year it is, but wants to be cautious all the same. Elsewhere, Lightning Lad, Cosmic Boy and Saturn Girl find themselves in a futuristic city where chaos is running rampant. They think this is the planet Gotham as a car crashes into a nearby street lamp. Imra thinks that they have time traveled as a Joker-themed being tries to shoot some nearby civilians. Cosmic Boy uses his magnet powers to pull the weapon from his hand as Lightning Lad blasts the man's car. Imra makes it so the civilians don't notice them as they are confronted by the Batman. Terry asks how he can help as Lightning Lad knows he waited all his life to meet Batman and now he's met all of them in the same day. Saturn Girl uses her powers to fill Terry in on what has happened, revealing to him that they are time travelers. He shakes Cosmic Boy's hand as Imra asks for the hero's help. In some other time, Aquaman and Ultra Boy sit in the hot sun getting to know one another. Arthur wonders what happened to them, so Jonah theorizes they have time traveled, but being he doesn't have time powers, he can't get them home. Arthur decides they need a plan, but Ultra Boy tells him not to worry about it, since Brainiac 5 will save them, since he always does. Aquaman knows that where he comes from, that would never have been said about a Brainiac, as the dinosaurs that have surrounded them continue to attack. The heroes defend themselves as Aquaman laments how they need a plan, and maybe an ocean or a lake. Ultra Boy hopes that they don't miss the part where they find out who is behind this, but Arthur thinks one person might not be behind this, and it's just happening. Jonah, however, believes that someone is behind this, as elsewhere, Gold Lantern tries to contact the Legion, the Elders, and anyone who would listen, but not even his ring is responding as he finds himself in a black and white metropolis, as the Great Darkness continues to grow above the city.